Philadelphia Eagles organization. And Tom here, my friend, Tom, raise your hand. He was one of our OGs. He kind of started this with us and really gave a lot of insight on what challenges people have getting employment, what support they might need to be successful. And since we started back with those 3 individuals, I'm proud to say we now have 30 people that we employ and support. So with me today represents a group that, has a lot of tenure like Tom and some of our most recent employees like my friend Hunter right here. And I told them my job is to help them showcase what superstars they are. So with that, I'm going to let them all introduce themselves and share how long they've been a part of our Eagles Game Day Staff program.
Hi, I'm Hunter. I'm the most recent member of Game Day Staff.
Hi, I'm Tom. I've been with the Eagles 14 years.
Hi, I'm Griffin. This is my 2nd season with Game Day Staff.
Hi, I'm Lily, and I've been there for four years now.
Lily's been bringing the hype to the Pepsi Plaza for 4 years. If you come to an Eagles game, you are sure to meet Lily when you're walking up those steps and you're ready to have a great day. So with that, I just wanted to start with Hunter. Now, Hunter, you also are our youngest member of the team. You're in high school. Is this your first job?
Yeah, this is my first job. Besides working with my dad at his family business.
Well, congratulations. What about this experience is helpful having, Kiki and Brooklyn and even Cam, who's not up here, providing resources for you to be successful in this first job?
It's great because it pretty much reminds me of what I need to do in the day. So if I don't have a paper, I'm doing nothing.
So those prompts are really helpful for you to stay on task and be successful?
Yeah, they are.
And how do you feel when you do your job, when you look around on game day and you're a part of the magic?
Makes me feel happy being from both a fan and a worker's perspective.
We love that. Now, Tom, you've been at this a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
And you actually predate our Game Day Staff program. So you were there before there was support, and then you've entered into our program and received now anything that you need. And you've also become a mentor for your fellow colleagues in the program. Talk to me about how things changed having the Eagles Autism Foundation support you, and also the role you play as a mentor, because you found your best friend working on the staff.
Yes.
Yeah, Chaz is his best friend.
So when I started, they were great. They helped us. They told us where to go and got us to our staff.
And now you have Kiki and Brooklyn. How do you feel like with the additional support?
Oh, they're great. They help me out when I need it.
And your role is really a mentor. Can you talk a little bit about how you've helped people like your friend Chaz, or maybe even some other folks who are looking for some friends, and how you do things socially outside of work now?
Well, when I help them out, I show them where to go and bring them to their positions and help them, guide them and help them do what they have to do.
He also invites them to Chicky and Pete's. Griffin, I've known Griffin a really long time, since my days at the Kinney Center, so it's so fun for me to reconnect. He's currently a college student there. And Griffin, is this your first job as well?
No, I've worked at several amusement parks before, as well as I did an internship this summer. But yeah, this is my first job in this, as far as the sports industry is concerned. So.
And you're studying sports in college as well.
Yeah, sports marketing, more specifically.
Griffin, how do you feel like this job and the support that the foundation gives makes you feel successful and confident and ready for what's next?
I feel like I would thank Kiki and Brooklyn, but they've really helped me. I already possess those strengths, but I would really thank them for helping me even further with those successes.
You're the best, Griffin.
You are the best. Lily, she is an accomplished athlete, Special Olympics athlete. She has too many accolades to count right now because she's that big of a star. She brings all the hype on game day. Now, Lily, is this your first job?
No. In the sports industry, yes. I also work at Katie Mac, a flower shop out in Westchester. I also work at Proposed Pizzawati out in Aston. And I'm also working at Bethel Springs Elementary.
So as you can see, Lily is very busy. Now, Lily, being a part of the game day staff and having support from your friends at the Eagles and having teammates like Griffin and Tom and Hunter, how does that make you feel when you come here every Sunday and every event and concert that you participate in?
Ooh, okay. I feel like really good about it. Like I like having co-workers, and so like I can help them and new co-workers that I like helping as well. And all that, yeah. And then working with these three is so much fun, and I love it. Every time like I'm walking at the stadium, it's like all these fans walking, and I'm like, that place goes electric, and I'm like, okay, we all know we win because we have the best fans.
We do win because we have the best fans. So, thinking about your roles here, and maybe you can shed a little light on what positions you have within the stadium, because it's not just one role that people have on our game day staff. They can have a variety of roles, and it depends on their special talents with how they contribute. So, Hunter, where are you typically on game day?
Typically on game day, I'm either doing guest services, ticket taking, or I'm just roaming around to help people get to their seats.
What's your favorite?
The favorite that I haven't done is probably Usher, but personally it's guest services.
Great. Now, do you have aspirations to move up as you're here longer? Like, do you want to eventually be a supervisor?
Yeah, seems something like I'd probably have an interest in.
Well, I think you're on the right path, Hunter. Now, Tom has taken on supervisory roles. So, Tom, do you want to talk a little bit about your growth here?
So my role is I'm guest services at the Red Zone Suites. I direct them to 237, 235 end zone. And I open the gates and I turn on the escalators.
All very important roles and critical to you watching the game at Lincoln Financial Field. Griffin, what about you? You've been here now your second season. What has been your roles, and what do you want to see them grow to as you continue your work and journey here?
I think ticket taking is my main role. So I've worked ushering and guest services. Like normally I do get redeployed in the middle of the shift to go usher. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the experience, and it's just a fun time being there on game day with 70,000 fans. It's truly incredible.
And shout out to Griffin. He has one of the most efficient gates at ticket taking, getting our fans into the stadium. So not only safely, but more importantly, ready to enjoy the game. Now, Lily, I mean, you hold that position down at the bottom of the Xfinity steps. I also see you chanting and cheering with our WIP friends who are broadcasting live. They all know Lily. You've had a new friend this season that you've been able to introduce to our game day staff. Do you want to talk about what it's like for you, who've become now a mentor to other people in our Eagles Autism Foundation game day staff program?
Yeah, sure. So as you all know, well, some of you know, but not all of you, I work with another coworker. His name is Jack, and I work with him, and I help him a lot. And so, basically, yeah. And it is that part of it. It is like I know, like I'm really good at helping people. So it's like I know it's like basically my carnival and being at the Pepsi Plaza or staying at those gates is like standing there, watching everyone come through, and all that, and helping Jack has been a really blessing. He, I ever since I made friends with him as a coworker and as a friend, he's been a great friend, and I like working with him, and especially with all the autism, for the people that has autism, and I think it's really cool about that. Because when I worked at Bethel Springs, I worked with a student who has autism. He's a second grader, and I worked with them, and I got to like learn more experience with him, and which is really cool. Like I get to like work with this person, and just continue to like, and I just think Kiki and Brooklyn and Ryan, all of you, all great workers and all the passive help, and I think it's truly a blessing. And yeah.
As you can see, Lily is so committed to this community and also being a great friend and mentor to others. So she's really been empowered in this role. So I'll take a pause from our panelists for a second. I'll just bring in Kiki and Brooklyn for a moment. So we launched this program and we recognized immediately what are barriers to employment. And it really starts at the interview process. So maybe can you share a little bit of the resources that are available to individuals who want to join our game day staff, create an opportunity to have their first competitive employment role, but not only that, use that as a springboard for future opportunities?
Yes, so our resources start at the application process. Someone can opt in to receive these resources, and obviously everything is optional because it's super individualized, but something we found that is common in the interview process is the first step is it's called a hire view, so it's an interview, but no one is on the other side of the screen. You're just talking to yourself. It's timed. It moves very quickly. There's no ability to kind of react to another person on the other end. So we have the opportunity to either do a Zoom interview or a phone interview to just provide a little bit of that extra support and also provide questions in advance so that individuals know what they can prepare on for the interview.
Brooklyn, do you have anything to add?
Yes, and then as far as the additional resources that we provide, the paper that Hunter was talking about is our visual schedule. So prior to the event or the game day, we provide a visual schedule that has individuals' post, supervisor, report time, and assembly location on game days. So they receive this information within about 24 to 48 hours before the event, opposed to receiving all the information on an event day, which can be a bit overwhelming. As you know, the stadium's huge. So it is really helpful to just receive that information beforehand.
Amazing. So now back to our panelists and our game day staff stars. Having Kiki and Brooklyn obviously is a huge resource. They talked about supports at the interview process, but also mapping out what your responsibilities are, making sure you know what to do in advance, and also just having that person to check in. Another thing that they handle is training the supervisors and colleagues to make sure that they're empowered to work with our staff to see if anything comes up and how to navigate maybe some difficult conversations. So Hunter, can you talk about you talked about the resource of having that paper in advance, but anything else like your supervisors or things, anything special that Kiki and Brooklyn does that really make you feel like not only prepared, but that you're ready to tackle this job and grow from here?
Mostly the fact that they just reassure me that I'm gonna do a good job, that I'll get the work done, and just be here and enjoy the time.
There we go. So knowing that they have your back is really important for you to be successful.
Yes, it is.
Amazing. Tom, like I said, you got a lot of history here. You've kind of helped us develop this program. You've seen these resources come to life.
Yes, ma'am. So the supervisors are there to help you, guide you, and like if you have any issues, like I deal with a lot of craziness at the stadium, so they come and help you right there and then. Brian's good. He helps me out too.
Amazing. Griffin, what about you? Resources that are helpful and how it makes you feel about what's next?
I think the advanced schedules really make a difference, and also, which means like getting the schedule like a couple days in advance, and also, but there's other things, but that's truly the main thing that makes a huge difference.
What about you, Lily? What's the most helpful thing that prepares you to do such a great job every Sunday?
The biggest thing that helps me is when my supervisor helps me, just like telling me things that I need to know from the schedules and all, like positioning, and honestly help out as well. it is like I especially my supervisor Rob. He's been super helpful to me, and just like literally like when I had questions, I mean, I go to him, and then every question I have for him is like he like literally has all the answers that I need to know, and so I think it's really helpful to know that all that.
Amazing. I just want to point out and take a pause for reflection is that all of the things mentioned that are the most important resources to help this team of individuals do their job takes flexibility, education, empathy. Not one of them cost money. Okay? Providing interview questions in advance, making sure their supervisor understands what their needs are, communicating information in a unique way to understand what their role is. Those things don't cost a lot of money. Those things take a commitment, they take leadership, they take being prepared. But I think when we have this conversation around employment and it being such a huge issue in the disability community, understanding that these are their words, and these are very successful members of our team. And the resources that mean the most are their supervisors, our proactive communication, and everyone embracing and celebrating the role and contributions they can have on our team. So great job, guys. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, we can give them all a hand, please. So the next thing I want to talk about is, you know, we all know how amazing they are at their jobs. We're all so lucky to have you on our team. But it also has been a great opportunity for you to start your connection with the Eagles for employment, but also to develop friendships. And that's also really important for this community. So what has been fun that you've done outside of work? I know we offer a lot of invitations to do some fun things. What's been the most fun thing that you've been able to do because you work here with a friend or someone who's becoming a friend because of this position?
It's probably when I did the open day practice. That was probably the most fun I had, considering I got to watch everybody play.
That's awesome. Tom's got a lot. Like I said, OG. Go ahead, Tom. You got a lot of friends.
Well, when you sent me to the draft, I got to meet Quinyon Mitchell. Me and Chaz were in the inner circle with the Eagles fans. We met fans throughout the whole state and interacting with them and wearing our Eagles autism gear. That was a once-in-life experience.
It was. So that was a really special recognition for Tom, and he decided he wanted to bring his friend Chaz. So Tom and Chaz met working together at the stadium. They are now best friends. They text every single day. And Tom really stepped up and made sure he was a good friend to Chaz on that trip. They managed the entire trip independently, going out to Detroit. And it was just really a way for us to recognize and celebrate them and have them represent the foundation on the ground at such an important part of our NFL year with selecting our newest members of the team. So that's been really fun. Now, Griffin, I feel like I know what your most fun outside of work experience might be.
The Iron Menace, the charity event for the opening of Dorney Park's new roller coaster. Dorney Park, which is an amusement park in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They opened a new roller coaster this year called Iron Menace. And what it is, it's like a dive coaster, which you stay at the top for a few seconds, trying to hang down towards the ground, and then you drop. And I rode it like 10 times that night. It was such a great experience riding with Britton Covey, not only him, but
me, I wrote it.
Reed, and also, but also the Eagles cheerleaders.
Griffin and me, I wrote it with you, and I was terrified. I only did it because he convinced me. Griffin, how many roller coasters have you ridden?
640 thereabouts.
I would call him an enthusiast, okay? Lily, what is the most fun thing you've done since all of the friendships that you've made working here?
So I made a lot of friends here, as you know. But and I love looking at them. But outside of that, I'm very athletic. So I involved with the Special Olympics. I do flag football, college baseball, basketball, swimming, and bocce ball. I got a gold medal at the state games for basketball. And I also got a gold medal at the USA Games for 25-yard backstroke.
Yes,
Amazing.
Lily.
And did you go to the Dave and Buster's night, Lily?
What?
Did you go to Dave and Buster's?
Oh yeah, I did go to Dave and Buster's.
There we go. She
Yes, I did
also
go
went to
there.
Dave and Buster's, everyone,
Yeah,
which was
I
a
did go
very
there.
fun night out with her colleagues. Tom was there too. Yes. All right, so I'm going to go back to Kiki in Brooklyn for a moment. So we understand how important it is not only to find a job, but to be a part of a community and to make sure that you're embraced and that you have this as not only a part of your identity, but a place to build relationships and to grow also as a person. So the importance that we've put on engaging with families who have vested interest of their child's support. So Kiki in Brooklyn talked to a lot of parents who want to be involved in their child's employment journey. And can you just talk about how we embrace the family experience towards employment, but also how important it is for us to identify these critical recreational opportunities to bring the staff together outside of business hours?
Yes, I'll start. So obviously we love all of our parents and families of our employees and our community, and we like to just have an open conversation, when necessary about the best way to support that individual. So talking a little bit about previous job opportunities and things they're interested in. Obviously Griffin, tells us he's interested in roller coasters, and Lily with her Special Olympics, but sometimes we need a little bit of the parents' guidance to provide that input on what activities they like to do outside of work so that we can hopefully build upon that when thinking about our community outings. So Ryan mentioned Dave & Buster's as well as the roller coaster. We also went to a Phillies game. So we like to just naturally build in any opportunity to create that ability to have conversations outside of work. And I'll let Brooklyn touch upon our GroupMe message, which has been very exciting this season.
Yes, so this season we started a GroupMe communication message with most of our game day staff employees, where they'll drop updates, their birthdays, exciting announcements, and just a constant chain of communication. And so we really like to see those friendships thrive in there. Separately from our GroupMe, we also host All Abilities clinics that a lot of our game day staff do come out to. We have a STEM clinic coming up on next Wednesday, correct?
16th.
Wednesday or
16th.
Thursday?
Yes. Next
The days
Wednesday.
blend together.
Yes. But a lot of our group does come out to those as well. So we do really like to just expand the community when we can and create those opportunities to continue those friendships and bonds.
Amazing. So if you want to leave the audience, we're going to have time for a few questions. So I hope you're thinking about some meaningful things to ask this talented group up here. But I also, for their kind of last statement that I'm going to have them contribute is, Hunter, what would you say to someone in the audience who, they have a family member or themselves have thought about employment and didn't realize this could be an opportunity? What would you say to them about wanting to join this team?
I'd say it's a good choice to pick here to work here. It's a very fun group of people to work with. The resources are great for you, and plus, you get to watch the games without even having to pay for it.
Go Birds. All right, Tom.
So I think this is family-oriented. They would really like working here. It's a great atmosphere. Like, I go to places and people say, oh, I know you from the Eagles Stadium or from various events. So you're recognized for what you do.
Griffin?
I definitely think it's a great experience. Like, who doesn't want to go to an Eagles game for free? Like, who doesn't? But, yeah, I highly recommend it for those, like, coming out of high school, having it as, like, a side job. The game day staff.
And I think we're really confident, and we're open to new people coming in, and for the people coming in, I think they'll learn a lot. I think they'll learn a lot more, like we all do, because we all learn a lot more. But as for the newcomers coming in, they're gonna learn a lot more, and they're gonna have fun with it, and they're gonna literally help us, literally, with the work atmosphere, and literally help us out with more hyping up the crowd.
Yes, hype up the crowd. So Kiki and Brooklyn, real quick, I'll ask you a different question. The two of you have been involved in this program, obviously Kiki since the very beginning. We started with a pilot, an idea, some passion, with 3 people, and now we're at about 30. What are your hopes for this program, and what do you want to leave the room with today with this type of opportunity that we're all building together?
So being here from when we started with about 3 employees to now over 30, something that was really important to our team is to also retain the employees. So we want everyone to start and get their job and get their feet wet, but then season after season, we want to see people come back. So with that, what's been really important is just an open line of communication. So we're constantly communicating with our staff on what's working, what's not working, what is a role that they might want to try or stay away from. So I think open communication has been the most important for us.
I would just like to add to that. I think what I would like to see as this program continues to advance is for other teams and stadiums to replicate what we're doing. I think this is definitely certainly a best practice, and as one of the pioneers in the field at this point, I think it would be awesome to see this replicated in every field of employment, not just, the sports arena.
I couldn't agree more. So with that, I'm going to open up some questions to the audience. I will have Kiki and Brooklyn walk around with their mics to be able to ask or offer the mics to anyone who has a question to ask our panel. Please direct your questions, make them clear. We may ask you to repeat them, but we welcome all comments, thoughts, and questions for our team. Just simply raise your hand. There we go.
I have a question over here.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, it is amazing to hear about your opportunities. I work in the higher ed sector, and I'm always getting inquiries from my students about how do I get a job? What do I need to do to get a job? And while I can give them specific pointers, I think having pointers from individuals who are in the field would be a lot helpful. So can you give me some help so I can help my students? Can you let us know what some tips on how you can develop the confidence to go after an employment opportunity, and utilizing your resources, the importance of that for you?
A good tip would just to stay confident in yourself, get some self-esteem, and just stay focused on your goal.
Anyone else want to add anything?
The abilities we use is just to be relaxed, calm, go in, do what you do, go to your zone, be officiated with it, and get to know your pieces around the stadium.
I think I agree with you, Tom. Yeah, it's all about calm, cool, collected, have good composure and all that. So just like the players on the field. So yeah.
And what they said, I agree with as well. That it's all about passionate, just going in there and just having a great time with it. And this is once you get to know the stadium a lot more, it would definitely show you more and more that you can do.
Thank you all so much. That advice is valuable, and I will pass it along to my students.
Amazing. Another question out there?
Yes, we have a question over here.
So Lily can see me. What are ways that you think fans could be more inclusive while they're at the stadium enjoying a game? Does that make sense?
So how fans can be more inclusive to our staff?
More staff and each other. What are things you see that fans could do better when they're at the stadium?
how can fans support you in your role, what you're doing here at the stadium? So, Tom, you're always there for the fans. What would be nice for the fans to do for you to make you feel more comfortable?
They always give me high fives, fist pumps. Like, I had to work late at my other job, and all the fans were worried that I wasn't there. Where's Tom?
That is a perfect answer, Tom. Any other thoughts up here? What can the fans do to make you feel good about the job that you're doing?
I think, just make sure you do your job, and if any issues arise, I'll come and help them and whatnot. But I do concur on what Tom says.
Fist pumps for everybody. Hunter, do you have something to add?
A good way to support us would just be there, say hi, make us feel happy, say farewell, say hi, give us high fives, fist bumps, say you're doing a good job. That helps.
Exactly. Tell them they're doing a good job. Lily, what do you have to add?
Yes, I do. Yeah, so based on what they said, same thing, and I do. They help us. I think that because I had multiple people come up, multiple fans coming up to me and was like, "Thank you for all you do. You're doing an amazing job." And it's like hearing it from the fans is literally, you gotta love those guys. They're awesome.
Lily, I thought you were going to say when they join you doing the Eagles chant, because I know.
Yeah, I had multiple people
loves a
coming
good
up to
Eagles
me for
chant.
that.
Maybe at the end we can do an Eagles chant, Lily, that you can lead us.
Thank you. I got you.
All right, thanks. All right, other questions?
I have one over here.
Well, I want to thank all the ambassadors. You guys are really role models, and we appreciate you so much. I'm from the Vanguard School. We have 250 families that aspire to do what you guys are doing. So my question is, first off, I want to thank the foundation. You've really supported our school tremendously over the years. What can our families do to learn more information, and what can our kids do to end up having maybe an opportunity similar to what you guys have?
I'll probably have Kiki or Brooklyn, you could start. Kiki's in conversation about what families can do to get more involved. And then we'll have our team add some.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say following us on social media just to stay up to date on what clinics we offer, different opportunities to engage with the foundation. Our Eagles Autism Challenge is our signature fundraising event. So it's a great day for individuals to come out and be a part of the community. There are several opportunities to join us with our All Abilities clinics. We have 5 offerings in the spring and fall. We host football clinics, cheer clinics, STEM clinics, drumline, and adult fitness and drum. So we really do have a lot of initiatives across the lifespan that we offer to all individuals. I am happy to touch on any other if you have a specific question about those offerings and initiatives as well.
And I will say, once people join our community in some capacity, it seems that they grow. So we've had individuals start as an EAC Sensory Walk participant who now work on game day with Lily. And, so we've seen people be able to find a place for themselves here and to grow not only individually, but with our organization. Any thoughts from the panel on, for some of the parents that want to go home and tell their kiddos about job opportunities, they should join our team? Is that what we want to?
Yeah, they should. They should tell their kids that they should join us.
Tell your kids, join our team.
They should join because it's family oriented and that they would love working here.
Yeah, to reaffirm what I said earlier, I feel like they should join because who doesn't want to go to a free NFL game?
Those tickets can get expensive, Tom.
And I think they should go home and tell their parents about it because we are the best team in the NFL.
We are.
And
yeah.
We made it to the Super Bowl back in, what year was it?
Well, we won in 2017, 2018. We made it in 2022, but we did not win.
Yeah, so 2017, something like that.
Yeah. But we're going to get back there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need Saquon to literally pull us well.
We do. Go Saquon.
And I think you guys go home, tell your parents about it, come join up. I mean, we need more people to come in, and we need to hype up everyone. That way they can hype up the team, and the team needs. We need to get this team to the Super Bowl this year. I know we can do this.
I mean, if we win on Sunday, you know who is the reason behind it. It's this hype squad right here. Yeah.
Y'all know. Y'all know it.
All right, Kiki, you have
All
a
right,
question over there?
question over here.
Hi there. For those of you that don't drive, how do you get to the stadium on game day and get home?
Good question.
So for me, I have a family member drop me off, and then for a ride home, I take the bus to the NovaCare and then get picked up there.
For me, I take the bus or I take the train. I leave from my other job and come straight down there.
I mean, for me, I drive, but I do, but we take the bus and just come in at this end of the stadium. So yeah.
I wish I could drive, but except for getting to go with a family member and they stay with me, even though I get annoyed by some of them. So yeah, even though they really do help me out, and they stay with me as my job coach, and it's really helpful on me, so that way I'm not, getting to go on my own. But there is some talk of me going on my own, but we'll try to work that way out. But it's kind of hard to, but now I'm getting someone to go with me, even though, even though that they drive me and sometimes they say things about me, but I don't care.
All right, Lily, that was great. Great point that Lily made is that for those who don't know, we do have some of our team members that have job coaches, and it can start with the job coaches being side by side and helping them perform their job, and then it evolves as they grow in their role, and we fade back support, and the job coaches kind of pull back, and we're in a situation that we can empower our team members to be successful independently. And I think that's something that we're always working towards, is making sure that we're meeting them where they are when they come to us, but we're also working on their progress and their stepping stones towards independent and success. So we have individuals that have started with job coaches who have faded and don't have them anymore, to individuals that started with job coaches who now kind of fade in the background because our employees are doing their thing and they're superstars out there. So for anyone considering, is this a fit? We do support job coaches within the work that we're doing, and we also work very closely with them to make sure that our team members are meeting their goals. Do we have any other questions out here?
I have one last question, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, I have a club called Equity Inclusion Society at Mount St. Mary's, and we focus on education, inclusion, and I was wondering if you guys had any ideas for me. We watch movies about people who are different, and we're doing a Harry Potter night, we did a Heartstopper night, we do Legos and stuff. I was wondering if you guys have any ideas for me.
All right, so the question is, do you have any ideas? She's running a club and focusing on inclusion, but what are some fun activities that she can plan besides movie nights and things to bring people together and have a really great experience? Suggestions. So these are fun things to do outside of work, maybe. There you go. Go ahead, Tom. That's a great idea.
A game night?
Game night.
Quizzo?
What do you think, Hunter? What do you like to do outside of work besides play games? Because Tom gave a great idea.
You could have a watch party.
Oh, a watch party. There we go. That's a great idea. Ride roller coasters.
Yeah. Yeah, and go to other sporting events like Phillies, Sixers, Flyers games, maybe. So.
Basically what he just said about all that stuff. Sporting events would be the most Sadie gets to go to, like Sixers and all that. If you guys get tickets, I recommend to go. We got you. We can host you.
There we go. Lily, I'm surprised you didn't say, like, go play pickleball or bocce ball, because she is, like we all know, the athlete of the group. What do you think? Playing sports together, too, could be fun?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and showing up to Special Olympics stuff too, which is that is really much funner to be there. And yeah, whatever you guys got some time, just go ahead and show out. I mean, we need more people to come out and support. So whatever you guys can, just come on up.
There we go. They could go to Bates Motel next Tuesday for our sensory-friendly night and haunted hayride attraction. There we go. Save the date, everyone. Any other questions from the group here? I know this team did an excellent job of covering all of the bases in employment, resources needed,
looks like we might have
how
one
to be
more question.
successful in their job. Oh, we have another question. Sorry. We got you.
Sorry, I was trying to get to you, but I'm so far back. It wasn't a question. I just wanted to give a comment that a lot of times at a events such as this one, we have a lot of adults in the room who are supportive, expressive, and want to share, the path and the journey that the individuals take when they get to employment. But I actually wanted to say to you all that your voice is heard. You have a lot of power up on the stage today, and that youth really need to connect to what you're saying. So I want to encourage you to continue to talk to other youth and young adults of your age, because they need to hear it directly from you. It's a little scary sometimes to be up on the stage and speaking in front of such a large group of people, but you all did an amazing job, and I just wanted to say thank you and encourage you to do more of this.
Thank you so much. And I 100% agree. When we met right before the panel, I told them my job here is to make them all look like the shining stars that we all know that they are. So I think we accomplished that. They are all stars, and now you all know it. So we can have a round of applause for our amazing game day staff.
Let's also get a round of applause to Wyatt, Kiki, and Brooklyn.
Look at always sharing the love. Always sharing the love. No, we feel really honored about the work that we have. Just also shout out my friend Jay's here from Wawa. In partnership with Wawa and our friends at Norion, we were able to fund and transform a closed Wawa at the 9th and South Street location to open a popcorn factory. If you haven't been to an Eagles game or been to the stadium recently, we have a front-facing popcorn stand where you can buy that popcorn for the people products, because I was sharing earlier, it's not about charity, it's about business. People enjoy popcorn at sporting events, so we have that available in a way to employ more neurodiverse and the disability community with that commitment. And then we also have Amanda Radcliffe of Ohana Farms. They make the best homemade apple cider around, which we now sell, and it's fueling our athletes. I walked by Saquon and Howie yesterday, both having an Ohana Farm cider in hand. But that's really what this is all about. We can do our part here, and we can launch our own employee commitment, but then it's also about partnerships and working with vendors and partners like Wawa to create the Popcorn for the People initiative, working with Amanda under her leadership, where she's bringing people out to the orchard, picking apples, producing this incredible cider. We're all really in this together, and I always try and leave with a call to action that you are all invited to join. Like we're not trying to be like the best at what we do. We want others to join us. And I think Brooklyn's point earlier, I talked to our friends down in Miami, and they have one of one part of their game day staff because the person is, connected to someone in the NFL, and they made an exception for their child. And I think we need to stop thinking about the exception and make this the rule. And this is really a model that we can continue to grow in Philadelphia. We kind of started the momentum with the sensory room here at Lincoln Financial Field. Now every single Philadelphia sports venue has a sensory room. My goal is for that to continue with this employment effort, but not stopping anywhere near just in Philadelphia. I mean, really, the world is our option. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you learned as much as we all do from this group every single day. And I'm going to say go Birds, and then I'm going to let Lily lead us on an Eagles chant because that's just really what she does well. All right, Lily, you want to get everyone up with
I do
you?
want to make one more person that Ryan walks with at the Eagles Autism.
Thank you, Lily.
Sorry. No, I also want to thank, and I know she's not here, but I do want to thank Kylie Kelsey for having out as well.
Kylie's a star. We're lucky to have her.
Okay, here we go. 3,
All
2, 1. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
All right, guys, you want to give them a go Birds?
Go Birds.
Go Birds!
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, everyone.
Great job. Fist bumps.